Alrighty, so today is Sunday, June 6th, and we have a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for areas of southeast Kansas, actually a decent part of Missouri, kind of actually a lot of Arkansas, and then kind of east central through northeastern Oklahoma. Obviously, the one part we will be focusing on, because again, I really cover only Kansas weather, severe weather, and everything, so part we'll be focusing on here is this little corridor of marginal risk area throughout parts of southeastern Kansas here, kind of my neck of the woods here. But yeah, we have that marginal risk in place here. Let's go to our tornado threat. We have a very, very low end tornado threat for parts of southeast Kansas here. So yeah, the threat today is not very high at all. We have a low tornado threat. Wind threat is also very low, just for actually even less parts of southeast Kansas here. So a few counties in like extreme southeastern Kansas, and then the hail risk, not really much of a hail risk. There's really no hail risk for this general area here today. So yeah, now that we got that covered and out of the way, let's dig into the details of this setup. Okay, so of course, as I always like to kind of start out my forecast here, we're going to look at mixed layer cape here. Sorry about the screen. Anyway, so we're going to look at mixed layer cape, obviously focusing more on that kind of sector for that very isolated severe potential here. So this is the HRRR run as of 7 a.m. this morning. You can see, obviously, Cape really not too high as of this early in the morning. About maybe 500 and maybe 1,000 in some isolated locations, but really not that favorable for at least severe development as of yet. So let's go a little bit into time here. So it's going to be 11 a.m. today. Noon, 1, or this would be noon. Sorry about that. So you can kind of see here around kind of this noon time frame. Well, for a couple hours here, you kind of have that cape filtering in through parts of the risk area here, and then as we go on a little bit, the instability kind of starts moving off to the north and maybe dropping a little bit across some of these areas. So we'll have to see how that plays a role in the severe threat today. Of course, the threat is like very, very bottom low. So that kind of makes sense then, or why the threat is so low, partially due to Cape being so low at a certain time frame. So this is 1 p.m. today. We move into the afternoon. This would be 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And then that instability starts to maybe somewhat feed into this area again. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then midnight. And see, as we get into like midnight, that cape kind of starts to fill back in throughout the mixed layers atmosphere. The instability really starts to fill in, I'd say, around like 6 or 7 o'clock. So we have about 1,000 joules per kilogram, which is about like minimal favorable instability for any kind of sustained severe development. So yeah, obviously Cape is going to be on the lower side for most of today's very marginal, very isolated setup. Of course, that is one point I want to get across. Today's setup is not going to be very very high end. Just going to be very marginal, very isolated. Really not a whole lot with this setup. In fact, before the outlook for today came out at 7 o'clock this morning, before that one came out, I wasn't even originally going to make a forecast for this because much of Kansas, like there was really only like 2 counties that were going to be in this risk area that are in Kansas. So originally I wasn't even going to end up making this, but obviously things changed, and so I went ahead and started to produce and put out this forecast. So yeah, just a note of interest, I guess, if you will there. But yeah. Okay, so now we look at our mixed layer convective inhibition. As we can see, again, a triple R run from 7 a.m. starting at 7 a.m. this morning. Very little Very little convective inhibition in our risk area today. Little to none. Really very uncapped environment here. As we continue to go throughout the day here, we're really nothing in the way of convective inhibition other than some very isolated marginal maybe pockets of it. But besides that, our convective inhibition throughout the whole day really today, even up until midnight tonight, should not be an issue. So yeah, storms, if they do, just isolate thunder showers and storms and stuff, which will continue to fire and kind of go up throughout the course of the day, they should have really no problem at least going up in that isolated, like that, just thunder shower, kind of weak thunderstorm sense today due to having a very uncapped environment. All right, so now I'm going to kind of briefly take a look at dew point here for today. So again, kind of the drill at this point. Same model run of the ARRR, 7 a.m. this morning. And this is, as of 7 a.m. this morning. So as we continue through the day here, just kind of quickly touching up on the moisture, the dew point kind of return here. Going to be plenty favorable throughout the course of the day. Shouldn't be any issue with moisture return for these storms to feed off of today. Okay, so now we are going to look at some different shear vectors here. This is the 0 to 1 kilometer bulk shear. Again, everything model-wise is the same here. Same run, everything the same as far as that goes. Of course, really not too favorable shear as we kind of go on throughout the day here. Maybe like 20, 25 knots at the highest, which really isn't too favorable for supercellular structures. Again, we'll put up our day one categorical here. So yeah, shear, obviously, like I said, not too favorable throughout really the whole day. There's really not a whole lot in the way to talk about as far as shear goes. I mean, we're not really going to get those supercellular structures, at least based off of the 0-1 bulk shear, 0-1 kilometer. This is 0 to 3 kilometer. If my model will work here. Okay, there we go. So it's okay, it's somewhat working. So 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear, again, really not too favorable, at least on the Kansas side. Maybe it filters in a little bit around like 9 to 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock, but by then the risk in terms of severe risk wise will most likely be over at that point. But later into the night though, we do have maybe slightly better shear parameters in at least parts of this risk area on the Kansas side at least. But again, that severe threat should really be over by that point. So I really don't think that will matter really like later on into the night. Okay, now we're going to look at our last really parameter for today's setup, which is 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear. Again, same model run and everything. You kind of understand it, I think, at this point. But anyway, as we continue to go through the day, we may have a few pockets of slightly enhanced shear, again, on the Kansas side here. This is at about 11 a.m. this morning. But I think that would probably quickly dissipate, as you can kind of see here. So maybe we have a few hour period where maybe we could have some very, very low end supercell structures, but I doubt that will happen though. I really don't think that's going to happen today, but just a little point of interest, if you will, there. Maybe some slightly better wind shear here in some isolated kind of areas. But again, as you can see here throughout the rest of the day, that kind of quickly dissipates and then again kind of fills back in maybe a little bit later on into the night. So this would be about 10, 11 o'clock. But by that time, that threat should be very much winding down or about over at that point. But as you can see, actually, even like this would be about midnight tonight. As you can see, we actually have some decent bulk shear here in these areas. If we had like a lot of instability at that time, and like if some other parameters were better and aligned with this, with these readings here, then maybe we'd be talking a different story. But again, I'm not really too concerned at all about anything majorly severe. Just a very, very low end, loosely organized severe weather day for today. So yeah, that's going to be it for the parameters. Let's head over to our reflectivity analysis. Okay, so this is our precipitation type reflectivity. Again, model's all the same. Nothing has changed there. This is as about 9 a.m. this morning. So really starting at like 8 a.m. this morning is when we really get, I'd say, storms kind of going here, maybe. So it is about 10 o'clock when I'm making this right now, like as of right now. But anyway, this is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Maybe a few of these storms here in our risk area here. A few of these could be maybe slightly stronger on the Kansas side. Like we have one over by Girard maybe, but shouldn't be anything too severe. Just a couple of maybe pop-up storms that could be strong to very low-end severe maybes at 60-mile-an-hour wind. Hail, again, should not be an issue today. That 60-mile-an-hour wind and maybe a few that even end up maybe rotating a little bit. But again, the tornado threat, I'm not worried about, concerned about really at all. Just pay attention out there for that a little bit today. But anyway, so yeah, we get a few going kind of on the edge of this outlook here. Kind of few Fredonia, Garnett, Sedan, Independence. These could be, of course, kind of very marginally severe to strong storms. Just looking at kind of the nature of those storms. And again, like I said, that threat really starts to drop off. I would say even after like 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Or no, this would be 6 o'clock. So yeah, probably after 6 to 7 o'clock, that threat really starts to drop off. And then maybe we get a few more isolated storms going maybe over by like Erie or something like that. But our threat should not be too elevated after like 6 to 7 o'clock tonight. So yeah, but just to kind of be sure, if you will, I think I will take a look at the NAM 3-kilometer model here. So again, this is this would be as of midnight, just a bunch of spotty showers really across the Kansas side. Maybe a few more storms, maybe kind of early hours of tomorrow, at least according to this mid-range model here. And then, but yeah, that really covers it for today's threat. Again, nothing really high at all. Just very isolated, very marginal. Really, I'm not concerned about too much in the way of severe weather. So yeah, anyway, this is all I have for today's forecast. If you found the information useful to you, hopefully you maybe give my other forecasts a look at, just kind of see what I do on this channel here. Again, yeah, if you find that information useful, just subscribe to the channel, like the videos if you feel like it. But anyway, that's going to be it for me for today's video. Oh, we have a new model run. Okay, well, anyway, that's going to be it for today's video, though. And yeah, for now, I will see you in my next forecasting video. All right, see ya.